The desert doesn't keep secrets, just buries them under 1 billion tons of sand and waits for someone stupid enough to come digging. My name is Jack, and I was that someone. Out there, under the white-hot circle of the Mojave sun, I had my trusty .45. Alina, she had the map. It was a partnership made in heaven, which is funny because we were headed straight for hell. We were hunting for the blue star, a diamond rumored to be the size of a pigeon's egg. The legend said an old prospector buried it near a landmark called the Three Crosses before he cashed in his chips. Most folks thought it was just a story, a campfire tale to pass the long desert nights. But Alina had a tattered piece of parchment, a map she claimed was the real deal. And me, I was broke, desperate, and just foolish enough to believe her. We drove out in my black 1949 Mercury, the only thing I had left that was worth a damn. The salt flats stretched out forever, shimmering like a mirage. Lena stood 10 feet away, her red lipstick the only slash of color in the washed-out landscape. She was looking at that map, a smirk playing on her lips. She turned her head, just enough to catch my eye. "Another mile, Jack," she said, her voice like honey and poison mixed. Near the Three Crosses, the old man wasn't lying. The blue star is sitting right under the middle one. She sounded like an angel. I'd seen her wings before. They were soaked in gasoline and looking for a match. I knew better than to trust that smile, but the thought of that diamond made me forget everything I knew about survival. We found the crosses just as the sun started to dip low, painting the sky in shades of orange and blood. They were crooked, weathered wood, sticking out of the sand like skeletal fingers pointing to the sky. I grabbed the shovel from the trunk while Alina opened a fancy umbrella, shielding her porcelain skin from the sun. She looked bored, like she was waiting for a bus, not watching a man dig for his fortune or his grave. I started digging under the middle cross. The sand was coarse, heavy. Sweat dripped down my face, stinging my eyes. Minutes felt like hours. My back ached, my hands blistered. Was this another one of Elena's wild goose chases? Then my shovel hit something hard. A loud metallic clink that echoed in the sudden silence. My heart did a tap dance against my ribs. We hit metal, I grunted, my voice raw. We pulled up a rusted ammunition box. It was heavy, and for a moment I imagined it was full of old bullets. But when I pried open the lid, there it was. Resting on a bed of rotting velvet, the blue star. It was real. It was bigger than any pigeon's egg I'd ever seen. Okay? It seemed to pull all the light out of the sky, a captured piece of the brightest star, impossibly blue and flawless. Okay? It pulsed with a cold inner fire. I held it up, the weight of it heavy in my palm. It felt like holding the whole world. "We're rich, Alina," I said, my voice shaking with a mix of awe and greed. "Mexico, the high life. It's just like we." I stopped. The plan was always to get the diamond and disappear. Together, I turned around to share the moment, to see the joy on her face. But the high life I was dreaming of was staring back at me through the small, dark eye of a snub-nosed revolver. Alina was holding it, her hand perfectly steady. "I'm sorry, Jack," she said, her voice losing all its warmth. "But a diamond this size is too heavy for 2 people to carry. It's simple math." My hand instinctively went for the .45 in my trench coat, but I stopped. This was Alina, the woman I'd crossed the state lines with, the woman I'd shared cheap motel rooms and cheaper whiskey with. "The gun, Alina?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. "After everything." Her smirk was back, colder this time. "Especially after everything," she replied. The setting sun glinted off the barrel of her gun. The desert was quiet, a silent witness to another betrayal. It was always the same story. The treasure wasn't the prize, it was the bait, and I had walked right into the trap. She pulled the trigger. A faint click echoed across the sand. Her eyes went wide with confusion, a flicker of panic replacing her smug confidence. That's when I pulled out my own gun, the .45, and aimed it calmly at her. She just stood there, the useless revolver in her hand. I taught you how to shoot, remember? I said, my voice even and low. Rule number 1, never trust a man who lets you hold the map. I let a small smile touch my lips. I swapped your firing pin for a toothpick while you were applying your lipstick back at the gas station. It's the little details that get you killed, or, in my case, keep you alive. I walked back to the car, leaving her there, small, kneeling figure in the vast, empty desert. She had the gun, but I had the diamond. I left her the car, but I took the keys, canned the water. By the time she finds a road, the Blue Star and I will be across the border, sipping something cold and expensive. As I drove away, I tossed the diamond in the air and caught it. Its blue fire felt warm in my hand now. The Mercury's engine roared to life, the only sound for miles. Love is a gamble, crime is a business, and betrayal. Well, that's just part of the story. Thanks for listening. I'm Mr. Storytime. Close the book before the shadows catch you.